What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of MarketFlow, powered by THOR, hosted by me, Mo. We've got a lot going on in the cyber fraud community because Andy and the team just dropped an announcement that the Scum Soul art upgrade is going to be coming in September. If you want to know exactly which day in September, go check out the fucking tweet. Trust me, it's worth it. It is one hype trailer. We've also had Sal just casually drop some more coffee break updates into Thor and Telegram and just making even more seamless integration and Thor even more powerful. But let's get into Bitcoin. Let's get into the charts, see what we've got going on. We're going to start with BTC. We left off on Tuesday's stream with this big downward candle. We were literally right here closing this candle and just opening this green candle here. We were right on the neutral line of the RSI, and we said, hey, are we going to get a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a reversal here, test these EMAs again? We did. That looks exactly like what we're getting right now. And we got kind of, we're never here to say whether we're going up or down. We're just here to say what we're going to do, what our reactions are going to be when we get there. So we are still looking at potentially some resistance here around the 66, especially with this big longer term downtrend, right? This red line downtrend kind of forming this bull flag that we're in. But we had a lot of Thor take profit calls right in here from both longs and shorts. So I expect a little resistance there. But Thor has just printed long calls down here for 52K, which happens to be right inside our DCA zone that we established all the way back here when MarketMakers gave us this fair value gap to keep an eye on. We did tap this zone once for a DCA. Are we going to come down and tap it again? If we do, what Thor is saying, what Thor has posted, let me go to Bitcoin here, and I'll show you what Thor has posted. We are looking at this 52,000 call here with the take profit at 57. So what we're looking at is if we hit this zone, Thor is saying look for support, look for us to pump up and retest our last DCA zone almost perfectly for resistance, right? What was support can become resistance. So Thor is saying if we hit 52, there's a high probability that we hit this 56, 57 before we either obviously continue up. You got to hit 56 before you hit 60, or we hit that 56 and potentially find resistance once again, and we have lower Thor calls set down here at the 46 range. 46, we have seen this zone before. Anybody who was here last bull run remembers the number 46. It was quite significant. So we have that zone there to watch out for. Now, if we start to break up, right, I do believe if we break up above this 56,000, we break above, we find support and retest up above, I think Thor is then going to be printing some shorts either in the 66 or the 72 range, right? If we look at 72,000 and we go back to Thor, this long all the way down at a $17,000, 17, even 16K Bitcoin is invalidated at 72K. $32,000 entry for a long, invalidated at 72K. The 44th and 42, let's just call it $42,000 range for Bitcoin, 72K invalidation. So I do think if we break up above, and find support, get above this last DCA zone, I think we're going to see Thor print some calls here near the 66 and up here at that 72. I don't know which way is max pain and how much more boring will the market stand for. We'll see what market makers play. Again, we're ready to make reactions on what is given to us. We're not here to say Are we going up or down? We just know if we go down, we're making an entry, looking for a long, looking to take profit. If we start to pump, we're going to look to THOR and see when we get some shorts printed here. When we get some shorts printed, and we will react accordingly. Going into Solana. Solana, very similar in a lot of ways in just continuing this sideways range, but showing good strength for the most part. Remember when we left off Tuesday, we'll zoom in, we were having the same type of thing. We had just printed this big red candle, and we were starting to print a little bit of a green, seeing if we were going to hold. Again, we found support exactly on top our last DCA zone. Seems like market maker games. But what do we have from THOR? We've got a THOR call posted back down here at 118, right? Retesting these last tops here almost exactly if we lose this 125, right? If we wick back down, you can see we've got resistance, resistance that then became support, support, and we did wick through with that liquidating event with the Japanese yen and world markets. But THOR is saying if we drop down to 117, look for a pump and a retest to 136 before we have a correction down and pump up, or we just continue down further. That's what THOR is saying. Again, we have a lot of invalidations for those long calls. Let's go ahead and take a look. Move Bitcoin. We'll go down to Solana. This is how easy it is to use THOR. Solana. We have the invalidation of the 80 and the 119. Invalidation at 162 and at 162. Let's go ahead and move our invalidation line down here to 162. Now, what is significant about this? How long have we talked about this range, right? Market makers, once again, showed their hand creating this fair value gap. We pump through, drop through. Resistance, resistance, pump through, drop through. Resistance, support, resistance, resistance. When does this flip to support? I don't know, but when it does, when we get the break and retest of this zone, when we break these invalidations, when we get retest basically on that invalidation in the top of our zone, that's when I see Solana really starting to make a move, test for the all-time highs again. We not telling you guys what coins to trade. I'm more trying to teach you guys setups to look for when market makers show their hand. Here's a perfect example of a token. We saw market makers show their hand here in this fair value gap. After it was filled, we zoom in. We have another fair value gap established. And we have price action breaking downtrend and sitting right on that fair value gap. I do think we are going to see some movement. These are the types of setups you're looking for. You don't want to buy tokens that have made their pump, right? You're looking to take profits from these tokens and get entries into tokens that are giving you what the market makers have shown their hand and the bargain buys. Not financial advice. Do your own research. You're looking for those bargain buy prices. Right now, it does look like Solana and potentially Bitcoin is finding support on those levels, but short term, do we get through the EMAs? Do we get through the RSI? Look to THOR, come back to MarketFlow, come back to the Cyber Dojo, come back to decoding with dregs in order to look at the market even further. And if you're still not much into trading, we do have Auto THOR that is open to everyone now. You do not have to own a cyber frog in order to use Auto THOR. Did you hear that? You don't need a cyber frog in order to use Auto THOR. Cyber frogs will help you with your tax incentive. You are taxed on your gains only. The more frogs you have, the less you pay in taxes. But if you weren't accumulating Solana in the ranges, to sell the highs, accumulating, selling little pumps, accumulating lows. If you don't understand trading yet, maybe look into AutoThor. While AutoThor is trading, it is also staking Solana and staking USDC. So whatever the best move for your money to be in, Solana, USD, in a trade, or just staked at the time, Thor is automatically making the move for you. The first automated hedge fund on blockchain. If that doesn't make you bullish, I don't know what will. Frogs fuck, Thor Prince. See y'all next week.